Today I will show you how to create AI images and videos using ComfyUI locally free and develop web and mobile app. So please watch the video till end. For code and workflow, please request in comment box of.
To install ComfyUI, locally open your browser and search for ComfyUI GitHub page. After the page is open, navigate down and try to find the part where your OS version of ComfyUI is installation program or command is available. You can find different OS installation option and workflow samples here, and at the same time, shortcuts for using ComfyUI. You can download ComfyUI in two ways. First, by copy and paste the GitHub links and use git clone plus that copy link and press enter, as I will install this in Windows 11. So I will try to find the direct download of the installation file here. When I will click that link, 17-zip file will start download automatically. It will take some time to download as it's more than 1.15 gigabytes after download completed. I will open it by 7-zip program. If you don't have 7-zip program not installed in your computer, you can click on the 7-zip link of this page and download the desired version as per your Windows requirements and install it locally and associates the files. Type zip category files with it to open in future. Let's open the ComfyUI Windows Portable NVIDIA.7-zip file and extract it on the D drive if you have AMD GPU. Then follow the installation instruction from the ComfyUI page. I have NVIDIA GPU, so I will extract this file and run here. After choosing a location in your case, might be any drive where have space, and you can extract that folder. It will take some time, but that's all. After this, no need to run any setup file as we used to do for installing Windows program. After a while, it will extract the required file, and you can see a folder named ComfyUI_Windows_portable. Open that folder, you will see two batch files. One file for run ComfyUI server if have GPU, and another for run on CPU. I will open the run_NVIDIA_GPU file here. It will open some command prompt and start loading the files which is included in the server, and open a Windows on your browser, the default workflow. Choose the model for your image, and you can run this workflow by clicking on blue Q button or F5. After waiting few seconds, depend on your model load time, it will generate the image based on your text to image prompt. Cool, right? Now it's time to install the ComfyUI Manager from GitHub page, which will help us to install custom nodes and models for workflow. I would like to mention here ComfyUI Manager is also a custom node. I will download the batch file for installing ComfyUI Manager and save it on the location you can see in the video. Now it's time to download the Manager node programs files from GitHub page as per it is mentioned in installation part. Copy the command and bring the server console command Windows and close it. Open the ComfyUI folder and navigate to custom node folder, which will be under d:/ComfyUI_Windows_portable/ComfyUI/custom_nodes in our case. Open the command from that folder URL from File Explorer by typing CMD and hit Enter key. It will bring you to the desired location where you can paste the command you copied from GitHub page, and it will download the required files and create the ComfyUI Manager directory. Run the install manager for portable version batch file, and it will make everything ready for you. After few seconds, wait, ComfyUI Manager will be installed, and you can open the run NVIDIA GPU batch file again to start the ComfyUI server with ComfyUI Manager installed on it.
Let's deep down how to create a workflow in ComfyUI from scratch. Double-click on the any place of the design place and choose the node you want. Here I am taking Load Diffusion Model and Dual Clip Loader first. Then I took Load VA Model node and then String Literal node. By this way you have add all the required node first. Now again, I double-click on any empty area and took empty latent image node and adjust the position for connecting nodes later part of this video. Now again, I will repeat the same process for taking random noise node. Let's take another node named sampler, select node, and adjust the position. In the same fashion, I will take another node named basic scheduler and again adjust the position. I will include few more nodes to complete the workflow node adding part. Here I am adding a node named clip text encoding prompt where we will write the text to image prompt for this workflow. I will right-click on this node's title and convert it to text to input. Now it's time to add a basic guider node, and I will repeat the same process. Few more nodes need to add in this workflow like Sampler Custom Advanced, so let's add that node also. Now it's time to link each nodes in proper way. So nodes will follow the link and process of loading models, execute text prompt data, and generate the image. Watch carefully the rest of the linking nodes process. You will get an idea how to connect the node to each other's. There is very few chances to make mistakes as the color code is there, and most of the cases ComfyUI not allowed us to link nodes, which is inappropriate. Most of the cases, while linking nodes, you will find the same name on while connecting the from output name from a node to input name of another node. So you have to follow both color code as well as name also. You can add custom node in ComfyUI by two ways. First, double-click on empty areas, and second, by dragging the cursor using your mouse from the name of link, and release the mouse on an empty area. Here I will do the second method for add the rest of the nodes. Just follow the process. I am following the second method for add the node name, save image, which will show the image or images that will be generated here. You can change the output file name prefix part here. So while finding the images from ComfyUI /output directory, it will be easy for you. Now designing workflow is completed very easy, right? Let's select the models and give some text prompt and run this workflow to get the output image. This is one of easiest workflow, which will take less than 5 minutes to create and generate image by Flux model. Sit back, relax, and watch the rest of the process. If you did the video, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like my channel. I test this workflow before making this video, so some old image is showing here. Now we set all the required parameters, so just press F5 key on Windows or click on Q button to run this workflow. On your case, it will take some time for the first time to load the models. As the file size of the Flux models is very big, it's depend on your computer RAM and GPU memory to load and execute the process. But from the second time, it will be a little bit more faster as model will be already loaded, so it will start execute the process from prompt, not reload the models again. So far, so cool, right? Let's wait and see the output. So here is the output image. You can right-click and open image to see it on actual size. It's time to check the physical file in the ComfyUI /output folder for use it in the future in other place. Same image, right? Congratulations, you have successfully created a ComfyUI Flux workflow and run it locally and generated a local image. By this way, you can create unlimited images.
It was Monday morning, and Buddy was ready for adventure. The magical forest welcomed him with glowing butterflies, cheerful birds, and chattering squirrels. But what was that shiny thing in the grass? A golden bone? This week was already off to a possum start. Tuesday brought Buddy to the beach, where the salty breeze filled the air and waves danced around his paws. After meeting a friendly crab, Buddy followed it to a secret cave filled with sparkling treasures. What a shell-tastic discovery! Buddy thought. Heartwarming moment. Buddy, gently nudging a baby bunny toward its rabbit family. Thursday turned Buddy into a city hero. A runaway hot dog cart rolled down the street, and Buddy sprinted after it. With one quick leap, he saved the day and got a tasty reward. Friday night was pure magic. Buddy discovered an enchanted castle and made a new friend, a playful ghost dog. Together, they danced through the grand ballroom under floating candles. Who said? Saturday was all fun and games. Buddy twirled on the carousel, played ring toss, and even won a giant teddy bear. It was a fabulous day at the carnival. Sunday was a day to rest and reflect. As Buddy curled up by the fire, his dreams danced with memories of golden bones, sparkling seashells, and magical castles. It was the perfect end to a perfect week.
Many people ask me how to do animation locally after viewing my channel's shorts and this video. So today I want to show you how easy it is. If you are a follower of my channel, you must know a little bit about it, but today I will show you in part 1 how to do the animation cartoon videos locally and completely free of cost if you have a PC and graphics cards more than 12 GB. So what we are waiting for, let's begin.
I am assuming that ComfyUI server is running. So first open your browser and type 127.0.0.1:8188 as I run it before it's already in the browser cache. If it's not running, go to the ComfyUI folder and open the Run Media GPU batch file. Once the server starts, you are ready to design or run workflow in ComfyUI workflow area. Now let's start design the workflow. First, I will double-click on the empty area and search for the node name load clip. As soon as I start typing, it will show the node preview in the left side. So I selected load clip. I adjusted the node position to get some area for other nodes to place. I click and drag the mouse from clip dot point to empty area and select search from the menu and type COD video text encode. Now COD video text encode appear in the design area. You can follow the same logic to find and design any node and connect them. Now watch the steps how I bring the other nodes and connect them. I will intentionally made some basic mistakes and rectify later, as it's a basic video for workflow design, and new users used to do the same mistakes and become confused. So just follow the video till end so you not made the same mistakes. I will try to connect the model here for COD video, but it will not appear as I took K-Sampler, but COD video have its own sampler for encoder for process video, which we'll choose later. I took extra COD video text encoder, also which I will delete later. My intention is to show new users that it's not always true that you drag the connector and get the possible right nodes that many people showed in their videos. When any project provided free models, they try to keep option to know how many users using their models. So in the most of the cases nowadays, even you not download the model files, it's giving option for automatic download option by their custom nodes model loader to keep track. Very interesting way of tracking users, right? I try to load the model, but can't find the node, but Cog Video Decoder can found and can join from output of sampler to input of the decoder. Let's try some different old way to find the node, typing the exact name using case-sensitive method. And here you go, now you can see the model loader for Cog Video, right? Let's choose it. This model loader have automatic download model option. And if you not download the model from Hugging Face or other places mentioned in their model site, in GitHub pages, then it will automatically download it and placed in the model folder of Cog Video. Now we already found the model loader now. Let's try to connect the model with K-sampler model and see can connect or not. No, it can't connect. Let's try to connect the model VA to Cog Video Decoder VA. Yes, it can connect easily. So what to do now about model? Let's delete the sampler and try find the Con Video sampler, which they might provided for connecting the model for processing the images and videos. Yes, we find it, and now the node named Cog Video Sampler in the workspace. Let's try to connect the other nodes one by one. This part is very important. Watch carefully. First, I will connect the positive and negative Cog Video text encoder, and then connect the model. After that, I will repositing the nodes and connect the Cog Video Sampler's sample output to the input of Cog Video Decoder's samples input. Easy to identify as it have same color code. As I am creating image to video workflow for AI animation, now it's time to find the node for loading an image, and then find the node for adjust the size of the image, which is very important to generate a proper video output. Watch here how I am doing it. Same process, drag the mouse from output connector to empty area and find image resize node to connect it. Now I have to find the Cog Video Image Encoder node to connect the image after it's resized and connect the Cog Video Image Encoder's start image and connect the VA to Cog Video Models VE. Then delete the extra Cog Video Text Encoder node as I mentioned before I took this node as extra. Let's do it one by one. Delete the Cog Video Text Encoder node first, then connect the Cog Video Text Encoder's positive prompt nodes clip output to negative prompts Cog Video Text Encoder nodes input clip connector. So far, so easy to understand, right? If you made any mistake, just go backwards and check the steps again. Now time to work with connect. Image encoder samples connector to Cog Video samplers image condominium latent input. To input's color is more or less same. So don't be confused here. Now it's time to find the video combine node to show the output video and connect its input with the output samples images connector. Let's do the last step to finish the design of this workflow. Video combine node can show the video in many format like GIF, MP4 and many other formats, and can set the file prefix of the any video, which will help us to find and use the video later on. It's always advisable to check all the node connectors and position the node properly, so you can confirm the connections between node before you set the parameters. If you new user, you can check my ComfyUI installation video before you start designing this workflow. Now it's time to set the workflow models and provide text prompt for the video and upload the image based on which we will generate the video. So watch carefully. I used here COD Video's image to video 12 billion samples parameter model and set the steps to 25, and at the same time resize the image value means height and width as per image, and this is one of the most important part. I use old book method to find the size of the image. More high resolution will take more VRM and time to process the video. Here is a tip for you for generate a good video. Using any model like COD Video, that if you're not sure what will be the prompt, just open ChatGPT and attach the image to its text prompt and ask what is the text-to-image prompt for the attached image, and it will give you a good prompt. Don't ask for image-to-video prompt. After get the prompt, just put it in the positive prompt of the image-to-video generation's text prompt area. And another important thing is to check the image size. That's all you have to remember. If you need consistent results, have to follow this. Let's open the ChatGPT and check what is best prompt for this image means text-to-image prompt. But here you might face some problems that ChatGPT sometimes provided you big described prompt, which is more than 256 words. So be careful here as most of model supports maximum 256 characters as prompt text. If you lazy to count, then can ask ChatGPT to provide maximum 256 words prompt. That's the most easy way I use to follow. Let's see what prompt ChatGPT provide. Here we will copy and paste the same prompt to COD Video's text encoder's positive prompt. If you need negative prompt, just ask ChatGPT to provide negative prompt too, and it will provide that too, and copy the negative prompt in the other text encoder prompt area. After copy the prompt from ChatGPT, paste it on COD Video's node, and click on Q button to run the workflow for generate video, but make sure ComfyUI server is running. So far so good, right? Now ComfyUI server got the prompt, as it's a high resolution image to video prompt. It will take around 11 to 12 minutes to execute the prompt. I am using 3090 graphics card with 24 gigabytes VRM. In your case, time may be longer or faster, depending on your machine's configuration. To save video times, I not recorded the whole workflow backend process. On ComfyUI, only recorded when it's decoding the images before final output. Text prompt is the most important here, as it's guide the model how the video will be generated from the image. Here is the results what we got from this image to video by using prompt. Very impressive, right? You might say yes, but what about the audio? We saw your video have audio. Don't worry, I will show you how to do it. I have some node, which is work as TT means text to audio. Let's add those nodes. Double click on the empty area and type Kokoro. You will find many nodes same name. Take two nodes from the list. First one is Kokoto speaker and second one is Kokoro generator, and connect two nodes output speaker to another node's input first. Then connect the Kokoro generator node's output audio to video combined node's input. That's it. Now, whatever you type on generator, that will serve as an audio of the video. Very cool, right? Let's set the voice name first. I will choose voice of Adam here and type some text for generate audio, which will play with the generated video here. You can type any text here and click on Q button to generate the audio. And when generation finished, you can place the cursor inside video to listen the audio with the video. Let's wait few seconds. It will finish the process and you can test it. If you don't have this node installed in your system, you can go to ComfyUI Manager and find the both Kokoro TDS node
I am the naughty
and COD
fox
Video
in this
wrapper
jungle.
and other nodes
I am the naughty
showed
fox
here
in this
easily.
jungle.
I will provide the workflow in the description, which you can download and run it on your local computer. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Like my video, indeed, click on bell icon to get notification for new videos. In the next video, I will show you how to generate image locally from text prompt using Flux model and connect with COD Video model workflow and generate a story scripts images and converted them into videos and make a short animation video of 15 to 30 seconds locally without registering any site on internet and compile it for publish on YouTube channel. Enjoy the rest of the part with background music. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.
We'll learn how to programming with ComfyUI. My ComfyUI server is running.
Let's close this workflow and get the default one, which is coming with ComfyUI. As my ComfyUI server is running and default workflow is there, let's try to run the default workflow first and ensure it's working and generate the images in a proper way. Let's use the default prompt by clicking on Q button. Ops, it's giving error because model is not present in load checkpoint. Let's select a proper model and try to run it again. I will choose Dreamshaper model here and run the workflow again to generate the image. It will take some time to load the model and image for first time. Now the image is going to generate and show in Save Image. Now clear the workflow. It's time to work with Visual Studio to run my existing Python web app, which is now generating the images using Flux model. It's full stack web app, but I will only show you the image generation part by using Python programming, which will generate the image by programming and using the ComfyUI workflow save as API formatted JSON file. This is the front end of the web app, which can generate images by using text prompt. After writing the text prompt, user click on Generate button, and it will use the local ComfyUI server port 8188 and generate the image locally. Let's give some text prompt and check it's working or not. Before doing that, I want to ensure that ComfyUI server is running and processing the text to image via ComfyUI server. Wait for a while, it's loading and processing the image. Using Flux workflow and Python programming for this web app by 2 to 4 seconds, it will create the Flux 4-step image and show it on the web app locally. Very cool, right? Let's try a few more prompts and see the results. Here is some other prompt I want to try and generate image locally. Again, it start processing the image by calling ComfyUI server port 8188. And within 2 to 4 seconds, it will generate the image. Cool output again, right? Let's try to log in the app using Google. When user click on login, it will show the Google login option, and user can select Google user ID to log in this app. It will show the balance for the user and subscription status here. It's showing free. Let's try to generate another image before we proceed to the programming part. It will follow the same process and generate the image locally using Flux model and ComfyUI workflow locally. In the next episode, one will show you how I did the programming using Python and call the ComfyUI workflow API JSON formatted from this web app. That's all for today. If you like my video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel to motivate me and get regular videos. Thank you for watching.
Before we start programming with ComfyUI workflow and Python, we have ensured that ComfyUI server is running locally. After that, we can start programming by using Visual Studio coding. Here I will share with you the details how I did that. Here I made one directory named text to image app, and under that its standard folder to run one HTML website, which you used to get by using any standard coding format. HTML file template is linked with CSS and JavaScript. Let's navigate the CSS file and JS file. It's a normal CSS file. I will provide the entire project after this 4 episodes video, and you can enjoy full stack AI code. Watch the code CSS and JS coding part before I dive into Python coding part. JS file is also very simple. Few lines of code, that's all. Watch it carefully, you will understand it. Before I proceed to the index file, let's close the folders so it's not make any confusion. I used a Flux workflow here, which will be also attached with the project code. Here is main index.html file where user can type prompt and click on generate button, and it will pass the prompt text to backend Python program, and Python program will call the workflow JSON API formatted file and send the request to ComfyUI local server port 8188 and execute the workflow to generate images. I used Google login authentication here, for which code is little bit lengthy. You have to create a directory first, and then you can create an environment file to install dependencies locally, so it's not make any problem with other version of Python. Create a .env file to store API keys and other secret keys. I can't show my original .env file, but I provided a sample .env file with project code which will help you understand. So far easy, right? I also provide the requirements.txt file which you need to run. Step-by-step guide I will add in a README file with this project code, so installation and run will be hassle-free. If encounter any problem while installing dependencies, then you can remove the version no also and follow the installation process from the begin again. Let's navigate the workflow.json API formatted file and check how it looks like and where to pass the value for text prompt. Workflow is not big and workflow file API formatted will be included with the project. So it's easy for you. You can run this JSON file from ComfyUI workflow area also. Let's check out where to pass value in this JSON file. In the top of this workflow there is a class type named clip text encode, and under that there is field named text where the prompt for this workflow value passed to generate the image. So while writing Python code we have to use this class name and field name to send value to this API formatted JSON file and send the request via Python programming to ComfyUI server. So let's check the code of main Python file name app.py first. I will explain the code part by part here. Importing necessary libraries. At the beginning of the script, several Python libraries are imported. Additionally, custom modules such as user_management handle user-related database operations, and workflow 1 manages the workflow for image generation. Auth_lib for OAuth authentication are also included. Directories for storing output images and static videos are defined. The script ensures that the directory for storing videos exists by creating it if necessary. The main code for generate image is here. You can try this code part and can implement in any project in future only by changing class name and field name. There is another Python file named workflow1.py which imported in the beginning of the project. This highlighted part can be also used if you want to avoid Google authentication. There is many way of modify and run the code. Let's check the another Python file where class name and field name is used for get the value from HTML front end, pass it to backend server and send the request to ComfyUI server port. Here is the workflow1.py code. It's right in the same fashion, importing required libraries first and set the output folder of ComfyUI where generated images will be stored. It's the default output directory for local ComfyUI. Then set the database if any user management system you want to maintain. It's necessary to open ComfyUI server connection via WebSocket for ComfyUI local port 8188. Then it will send the queue for generate the image to ComfyUI server port. If you run any ComfyUI workflow from work area of ComfyUI, it's also generate a queue. It's same. Next part of the code is generate the image from workflow file by using the text prompt value that you will get from HTML web page. While generating the image, ComfyUI server do many things in the back and finally process the image by a node named KSampler. This part of the code will show the progress of KSampler. I used this part of the code for debugging purpose. You can comment this part of the code if you want. For the beginner I will suggest to keep this one and use some JavaScript in the front end to show some animation message like generating image. Last two part of the code is show the image in content placeholder of index.html front end from ComfyUI output folder. I wrote a code logic where every time it will search for last generated image checked by timestamp. This part of the code is loading the workflow to pass the text prompt value in the backend. Last part of the code is the most important because here we wrote the code for using class name of the workflow with the field name to pass the front-end value get from user to backend via this code part. You can add many fields here and send the value for the other workflow fields. In my next few episodes of the advanced video I will show you how to create video by using CogVideo workflow using Python. Wait for 1 week, it will be published. If you like my channel don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Let's run the code and see how it's work. Now code already generated port 5000 locally. Open the link and watch the website how it looks and work. Looks cool, right? Now I will copy paste some of my existing Flux prompt to get the results. I will try 2-3 prompts and show you how backend and frontend working together locally. In the future video I will show you how to connect your local machine as a server to publish and connect it with this website and give access to other and help them to learn and enjoy this kind of workflows. So sit back, relax and enjoy the rest of the process with background music. If you want more professional video like this, don't forget to watch the full video and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.
In today's video I will show you how to connect your local ComfyUI server to web and share it with your fiends. First check that ComfyUI server is running or not. Then open the project that I showed you again. Name was text2image app. Open the project from Visual Studio Code. And open Terminal and then type Python app.py. It will open the 5000 port for you locally. Click on that 127.0.0.1:5000 link. It will open in new tab in your browser. It's the same program we seen in the last video, right? Cool. As I used some prompt before, so there is some prompt in the memory of the browser. Let's try one prompt first. After took one prompt, click on Generate button and see the results. Yes, ComfyUI server processed the image by running the workflow. And here is the result. Let's try another prompt and check it, then we will proceed to the next part of this video. Do the same, forget the prompt, or you can type your own prompt and click on Generate button and it will create the image by using backend Python code and ComfyUI workflow from server. Here is the output. Let's proceed to the next step for make this project live on internet. Open a new tab in your browser and go the website of ngrok. It's free, only need to register and download it for use. Click on Sign Up and after that, get started for free and download the desired version. For Windows, go to Download tab and download the file. After download it, extract the file. In the download page, they will provide you one authentication token. Just copy that link and keep in your notepad. For me, I downloaded that file already and extracted in my download folder. Let's open that folder and run the command for use it and see the result. Here is the ngrok application file. Double-click on it for open the command window where you can type the command to run a particular port which is running locally to open it for internet. As our web app is running on port 5000 locally, so it's a HTTP port, so when you need to open this port for public use in internet, you need one HTTPS secure server port. Here is the magic. ngrok will create a HTTPS port address for you. Let's check how to do that. In this command prompt, I will type ngrok then space HTTP then space again and then port number 5000 and press enter key. Watch the full video carefully so not missed any steps. After few seconds it will create a new HTTPS port by forwarding our local port information to ngrok server and generate a unique HTTPS port for us. Copy the which I highlighted here by Ctrl+C command from keyboard. I will minimize the command window and open a new tab in the browser and paste that link for test the link. After paste the link and hit enter, it will open the same web app page which is running locally. Congratulations, your ComfyUI workflow is live on internet and no need pay extra server to host and run your workflow to make money. Let's try some prompt to check its work or not. Yes, it's processing the image by the text from provided in that globally available page and generate the image. Let's wait few seconds to get the image results here. Yes, here it is. Very cool, right? Let's try with some more prompts and see the results. I will provide the source of this project in the description below and you can download it free, which includes everything. Open the readme.md file first. Entire installation process is there. Feel free to write me if you facing any problems. As I mentioned in the earlier video of this series, it will be 4-part video series. That's why in the next video I will show you how generate video from using same way by typing text prompt. If you like my channel, watch other videos, share it, like it, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel to get same kind of video like this. Thank you for watching my channel.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how to develop mobile app with ComfyUI and React with backend code Python and deploy in app stores. I searched YouTube, no video available. So I decided to share my experience with ComfyUI community. I will use ComfyUI Flux workflow, backend Python code and React Online to connect ComfyUI workflow and deploy it to physical mobile via QR code for testing this app. This will be 3 parts video and today is part 1 of 3. Watch the video till end so you not miss any steps to learn. The first things you have to do is open Flutterflow website from your browser. You have to register in this website. There is free plan that you can use also for this app. Sign in via Google or other login option they provided. I will use my existing Google login here and I am using Pro plan as I have many apps deployed here for sale in the marketplace. Once you finish this tutorial, you will be able to develop such app link with your ComfyUI and sell it here in Flutterflow or App Store to earn big money via subscription plan offered to your clients. I have 4 apps here, but I will use Flask app for this demo as my backend is Python. You can create your new app from plus Create New button in top right corner. Double-click to open it on the Flash app mobile icon. It will open the project for me. This will take some time to open the design interface of Flutterflow to show your project. Here is a simple mobile app screen I design. Top part have title bar of your app. Next I give an option to type text to image prompt. After typing prompt, user will click on Generate Image button. After that it will connect our server. In my case it will local machine where ComfyUI server is running on port 8188 and execute the Flux workflow via backend Python code and post the prompt to ComfyUI server and pass the generated image URL from backend ComfyUI server to React mobile app to display the image. This is whole process in short. If you don't have knowledge how to design React front end, then follow some tutorial online. The left part of this interface have many drag and drop control, and right part is mostly used for setting properties and action means events. As we are using ComfyUI workflows API formatted version, so API call is main here while post and get the request and respond. If you start working with this interface you will more familiar. You can also include custom code here for more control on your app for customization. Have many icon there in the left panel. Try to check one by one and gradually you will get an idea what is the purpose of those icons and what they doing. Whenever you click on any control on design area, it will show properties related to element or control in the right side. If you copy the entire page style to other page, also by copy the each page of your mobile app. There is also some action which is same like event while we are coding manually. I will show how it's look and how to add action and how you know if any elements have action attached or not from an existing app like I am showing now. If you open Action Flow Editor, it will give you option for add action, add conditional action, loop and parallel action here. In the next part 1 will show you how to set the property values and its purpose. I designed the entire interface here only by drag and drop the controls from left side panel. Flow of adding control you will clearly understand in the later part of this video. Before I proceed for details explanation, I would like to check my ComfyUI server and test the existing Flux workflow and try some prompts to generate images locally. After that I will show you again how to set the control properties here in Flutterflow. So far easy, right? I already installed ComfyUI portable version in my local computer. If you new to ComfyUI, just follow my channel and tutorials to learn more. Update your ComfyUI is always recommended. I have NVIDIA 3090 24GB GPU with 128GB RAM in this server, so I will open ComfyUI by run NVIDIA GPU batch file. It will take some time to open your server. I am using Windows 11 OS here. If you using Linux, then start your SH file to start the server. For AMD GPU users, Linux is recommended as driver is easily available in Linux platform. Now my ComfyUI server is start loading and the require nodes will be loaded for run the workflow. As I mentioned before, I will use my existing 4 steps Flux workflow and workflow I already shared in my other video of programming web app with ComfyUI, and I will share the link of those videos in the description below. This is a very basic workflow of Flux with only 13 nodes, and as I have already some default prompt, so let's try to run the first prompt by clicking on Q button. First it will load the models and then execute the text to image prompt value to generate the image. I will try 2 prompt here from my own 100 prompts I created by my own. After few seconds the results will be come out as image in save image node. Let's try another prompt by copy paste from my notepad and paste in the prompt area. This is one of good prompt that I used to share in other platform also. It will follow the same process to generate the next image. I want to make sure server is working perfectly locally, so while making this demo tutorial there is no problem in the next part while writing and executing the code. If you like my channel, please subscribe my channel, share my video link, and don't forget to give a like and press bell icon to get the notification whenever I will upload next videos. Let's run this prompt by pressing Q button again and wait for output image. This time it will execute the workflow more faster as all models already loaded. After waiting for 15 to 20 seconds it will show the image. Processing is more or less done now and it's saving image now. 2 seconds more. Here is the output image. Now ComfyUI server is running perfectly, so I will go back to the Flutterflow interface again to show the controls properties and action and how to set it. Very easy till now, right? Let's close this workflow and start working with Flutterflow, where I will show you how to set the parameters for call ComfyUI workflow API via backend Python code post and respond to get back the image URL via internet. I used Grok here to connect my ComfyUI server to mobile app calling API and get respond. Let's open the API call setting part from clicking on API call icon from the left side. Here you have to give the API call name first and have to define the URL by which this API will post the request. In our case it will be grok URL to call API, as I used local server HTTP address to make it public secure server, and that server will get the post request from mobile app text prompt data and send it to local ComfyUI server and respond as image URL link via HTTP secure server, respond as base64 formatted image data to display the image in mobile app. This is the name of the text box of mobile app prompt controlled text box. This data will pass to JSON body workflow API formatted file, which will pass the text prompt to ComfyUI server. Data type is string. In the advanced setting have to turn on proxy run because many users use proxy server to hide their IP address so string data can bypass proxy. And cache API results must be enabled also, as data might be transmitted part by part. That's all for this part. Let's move to the response and test tab where you can check your API post is working or not. Here we will get back the respond via image URL, so it should mention on image_URL in JSON path and variable we already declared as name image URL. If everything is okay on API server, then test API call will return back some binary data here instead of image. Let's close this API call dialog box and go to the editor to show you how the interface of this mobile app was designed and how I set the different properties and action for every control, and how I set the API variables to get the image data to in the image control of this mobile app. Designing mobile app interface is very easy and widget tree is very easy to understand as it's maintain a clear flow of the controls. First home, under that a stack, then column, text, prompt text, button, image control and text for snake bar, which will show the different status of app in the down, app bar which is now empty, and finally title cation text for mobile app in the top. Whenever you see the icon like arrow with path connection means there is some action on that control, so if you go to right side you can see the logo of action is looking same in the control in green color, if you want to define or want to watch action against that control or element. If you click on action icon button it will open new tab where you can open action flow editor that I mentioned before. Let's open the property page and check how it set the values for different controls. If you have previously experienced with any kind of HTML edit also this will very easy, but more details options for set the properties. Here you can set text or caption for each properties, set font size, padding, alignments for each controls, and extra you can call to the API data and variables to connect with relevant controls. Just follow this part carefully where I am showing you how to set the different values for each control and elements. Most of the major controls you can define action and controls name, which you can later use in API call and bind later on the API variables to that control to send and receive values for that control. As here we will post and get respond the data via API, so our main settings will based on what we already did or mentioned on the API tab. I will show you action part also and explain what it will do when we run this app later part of this video. If you like my video please put a comment and share it. Let's go to Action tab and check how to set actions. As you see here there are two actions already I defined, so let's click on Open button to open and check the Action Flow Editor. Action Flow Editor is like a flow chart where I have to define or choose one action and have to set the condition for true and false, means if results get what we will do and if results not get what we will do. There are many predefined action based on users' requirements, so if you can't see your required action then you can search for it. Here I try to find the API call action and then set the values accordingly. I will request to the new user please check some tutorial before you start working with Flutter Flow web app. At the same time you can try to learn or navigate by your own, but don't save the action unless you are confident you did the right way to set up actions. No one knows your requirements better than you, so just try to find or write what exact data you want to get from API call or other action and check the API documentation for post, get and respond and start defining values and set actions here. Here the scenario is very easy. It's a backend API call action which is a API request URL, here it is image URL. If successfully send the request then nothing to do, but if false means API request failed then can show message and show snack bar. Group or call name is test result API the name we defined. Variable that will hold the prompt text defined also. And finally API request URL. We can send the data request by post command via URL only, so I try keep a naming convention for easy to understand. If you set the API name and variable name already in API tab, then you will see as under the drop-down list box and you have select the value from there properly. Action output variable name you have to type here, so please give a meaningful name so later on easy to recognize. Here conditional action name equals action variable name. As we tested the API post respond already means I did already, so it's showing succeeded here. You can add many action here and set or call the values here depending on your mobile app scenarios. So far no code yet, only set the values and design by drag and drop only. Easy to learn up to this part, right? Now it's time to set the properties and values for image and other controls. You can adjust the padding and alignment and define the image type. I selected here network to show some default picture in image control, and later image will also come by internet URL via network. There is option for upload image assets and show default picture via URL also from other internet website or using existing image assets of other projects. Image format I want to keep auto, so it will support all popular formats. If you remembered we set image URL variable in API, so here we will write the same name or can choose also by clicking on the icon next to text caption path. When you click the icon next to path, this side box will appear where you have to select the values showed here. As the data will come from API JSON format files, it will be JSON body. As API path is already set, so it will predefines path, and when you select it the predefined path name that you defined before can see in the drop-down list box. Default variable value is image path showing here by Flutter Flow. You can check the other actions associates with the controls and create actions if require. That's all for today's video. In the next video I will show you how to set the API server backend program by Python code where API request will be accepted. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press bell icon to get notification. Thank you for your watching.
Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll show you part 2 of how to connect your ComfyUI workflow and backend Python programming to create a mobile app using Flutter Flow web platform and React front end. It's very easy. Let's get started. First you have to make sure your ComfyUI server running or not, and have to test 1 to 2 text prompt for create image, so all models loaded. My ComfyUI server is running, so I will just open the ComfyUI server port 8188 from my browser. At the same time check the backend server process of ComfyUI from command console. I will copy some existing prompt from my notepad and paste it to the workflow text prompt. This video have many important steps, so just watch the video till end. It's always very important to check your workflow locally before you connect it to other app or start doing programming. Here I will use Visual Code Editor to show my existing project, and don't worry, I will share the code link in the description below. If you need more details, follow my other video, ComfyUI to Web App Development Part 1 to Part 3 series in my channel. It's a simple Flux 4-step workflow which I shared already in my channel. New code for this backend I will share you today. If you follow my process, you can create the mobile app very easily with very less coding. I saw no video is available like this, so I just try to help the community to share my knowledge. I have a very bad habit of double checking anything, so I will try another text prompt to ensure that my workflow is processing properly or not. After generate the second image success, I will proceed further. I want new users should follow the same for running on a single go success all the time. I try many software for generate code and link with ComfyUI, but not satisfied. That's why even time-consuming process, but still want to share it. I just started my channel 1 month before, so if you like my video, please share it and subscribe and click on the bell icon so you can get notification whenever new videos upload in my channel. So now second image also generated, so now go to workflow menu on the top bar and save this workflow in API format. It will ask for a name and provide that the suitable name you like, but don't give any extension. It will automatically download it to you download folder. download my code zip file and open in any folder of your hard drive and copy this API formatted workflow and paste it there. I already provided the workflow, so you can avoid these steps if you're using my workflow. But for new workflow, you have to do these steps. Any workflow you want to use, if you want to do programming by backend, it's always advisable to convert that workflow.json file API formatted JSON file. In a future video, I will show you how to convert your ComfyUI workflow and backend code to generate API and hosting it for making money. Now the second part of the video where I will show you my existing project from Visual Studio Code. When you extract my source zip, it will automatically create the structure. Basically, total 5 files is here important for this project. Number 1 is the most important workflow.json that I showed you downloaded in API format. Number 2 is app.py main file to run the backend. Number 3 is workflow1.py. Number 4 is index.html. Number 5 is scripts.js. And, as I mentioned before, code is there, so just watch carefully. I will highlight and indicate the part if you want to change your workflow instead of my workflow. So following my process here is most important. This part of the scripts.js will help to show the image in base64 format via WebSocket. In React.json, you can do it UTF-8 format to show it. The next code is index.html. I created a single file with HTML and CSS together, but you can maintain CSS part in a styles.css file. I believe that you will make more beautiful web page and share it us if you implement my video process for generate a mobile app. In the down part of the body, I wrote the simple code for text prompt and add one generate button to submit the text prompt to ComfyUI server. This HTML, I made it for web and mobile app both, so when you create a HTML file for mobile app development, write a mobile-friendly HTML code so can use for both web and mobile app. You can replace this part if you want to add some more elements, or your workflow passes other values like batch size of image size. Now let's move on to app.py, which is the main file for run this web or mobile app. In my last ComfyUI to web app series, in part 1 to 3, I showed already how to do all these things. The first part of the code is different types of import. The main part is workflow 1, where other modules code I written to keep a pp.py code lightweight, as later on I will show another series how to upload image to make video app using COG or LTX models, and if you want to use third-party API video models. When you review this code part, change your ComfyUI output folder path from here. Here is index.html. I kept Google authentication enabled here, so in the future, if you want to publish your mobile or web app in subscription model, that can also do. You can bypass this Google authentication part and can use Firebase login also to give user more option for use and register with you apps. The most important part is the down part where it's post the text prompt to generate image or video. I believe whoever will follow this process will be able to make very lightweight web or mobile app in the future. I am running 9 mobile apps in app stores without any bugs for last 6 months. I used import in app.py file for workflow 1, so let's check what code inside the workflow 1 py. First part is the import part as usual for any Python program. Again, it's very simple, just watch the video and I will explain whenever it's needed. Again, if your ComfyUI output path is different, adjust here. And second and third part is WebSocket and QPrompt module to send the prompt to ComfyUI server port 8188, which is predefined here. Fourth and fifth part, generate image by prompt and sampler so we can see the progress of nodes processing in Visual Studio. After sampler process finished, it will bring the image from output folder to return the image in base64 format to app.py. Other 2 module is load workflow and prompt to image. Important thing is here workflow name, which must match with your API formatted workflow.json file name. Very simple, right? I made save preview false here, so it will not show the image locally. By default, if preview is on, it will find the default application and open you image as preview. Let's run the app.py code from Visual Studio and forward the HTTP local port via secure HTTPS port. I used ngrok here, it's free, you can download it from internet, and in my other web app deployment, I showed this ngrok part before. If you missed that series, follow the description below, I will provide link there. Double-click on ngrok.exe file, it will open one command window for you. type in grok space http, then port know where your Python application is running. In our case, it's port 5000, so use that port. Congratulations, your local computer is now live on internet. Anyone can access your app now by using this HTTPS address. Highlight and copy this address by pressing Ctrl+C from keyboard. We need this link shortly. Now I will go to my browser and I will open flutterflowweb.io site. I register there already. You might ask for registration, so just do it and start using it. I have a link in the description below. I will create a new mobile app here and give some name. I will skip the Firebase part while creating the basic project part of this mobile app front-end design, as I want to keep it very simple here. So I will type the project name here and click on Create Blank, so it will give me an empty mobile interface where I can draw any interface. As I mentioned before, I will skip the Setup Firebase, so I will click on Next button. If you new in Flutterflow, see their tutorial videos. Now I have a new mobile design interface where you can drag and drop elements to design the mobile interface. You think like this, right? No, I will make the process more easy for you. I will go to search in Elements R and type web, it will show filtered element. I will take web view from here and drop it on the mobile interface design area and adjust the properties only. We already designed the front in index.html, so that I want to use here. Most of the mobile apps is running by this way, as it's most time saving if you design your web app in a proper way to support in mobile responsive mode. Else you have to work 2 times 2 for interface design. I will delete the app bar title and adjust the width and height 100% from pixel, so it will automatically allow the interface for scrolling without doing anything more here. I will copy the HTTPS address again from ingrok command window and put it on web view URL, that's all. Setting property is very easy if you work with any design or any drag and drop software before. Everyone follow the more or less same kind of structures. Yes. Now our web app interface is visible in the mobile app web view element. Very easy and cool, right? I will now try to test this mobile app, but before that I want to make sure my ComfyUI server is running or not. Yes, it's still running. Let's run this mobile app in test mode first. So we'll go to top bar, click on lightning blue button, which will open a new Windows for debugging, and run this mobile app in test mode. It will take some time before it compile and show the app in debug mode. Now app is showing, so let's test someone to 2 flux prompts and see the results. I have some existing good flux prompts which I will use here. I have another video series where I will show you how to deploy this app in Apple and Google stores. I will paste the prompt here and click on Generate button, and we'll check it's passing the prompt to ComfyUI server or not. Yes, it sent the request already, and now image is processing. I put 2 seconds sleep mode after image generate, and show here from ComfyUI output folder. I will show later on how it's processing the images by Sampler in Visual Studio and ComfyUI server in the same time. I would like to try 2 prompts at least here. Let's extend the VS Console part, and check the K-Sampler process. Yes, image is already done, and post request completed as code is 200. Let's go the debug page and check the results. Yes, done. Congratulations, our first ComfyUI workflow to mobile app successfully generated the first image with the help of backend Python code. Let's try another prompt before I conclude this video. Again, if you like my video, please share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notifications, so whenever new video uploaded you will get notifications. Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next video.